Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of The Grave, the podcast where I talk to friends, family, and even strangers about their paranormal experiences. This week's episode is a little different from previous episodes, not in the sense that we're taking a departure from anything paranormal. On the contrary, we're actually kind of coming back to the haunted house concept of this show. But this week I'm speaking to a hometown friend that I grew up with, Ryan Maynard, and also his girlfriend, Bekkah. I had initially started talking to Ryan about his experiences, and during our discussion, he led on to the fact that Bekkah had grown up in a haunted house, which of course immediately piqued my interest, and shortly after that, he put me in touch with her, and I spoke with her about her experiences. So this episode, I talked to both Ryan and Bekkah. They have separate experiences, but given their close relationship, I thought it would be appropriate to include them both in this one episode. So I started off with my discussion with Ryan, and then about midway through, change course and introduce Bekkah into the episode. They both have some pretty creepy tales. I think each discussion has its own unique importance. And with that said, without further ado, I give you Ryan and Bekkah.
Hey,
How you doing?
good. How are you?
I'm good. Just sitting alone in the dark.
I figured I'd do the setting properly. I don't know, even though I know it's just
I
audio.
appreciate
But
that. How you been, man?
I'm good. I'm living around town still.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know.
No, I'm not too
Loving
far
it.
away. I'm in Mystic right now, so
Oh, nice. There you go.
yeah. Yeah.
It's a
We
very old town.
yeah. No, we loved it. We moved here pretty much right at the start of the pandemic, and just both our companies went remote, so we were like, we might as well just stay.
Nice. There you go. Good.
That's what we
Good for
did.
you. So yeah, I completely forgot and blanked about the experience we had when I was working at the upper deck. We had a group called Paranormal Encounters CT come
Oh, wow.
because we'd all have heard voices and things like that before, and it was like super creepy to a lot of us. So we had them come eventually, and they ended up coming back 3 times total. And
Holy
I have
shit.
2.
See,
Yeah, and
you got like a
I have
paranormal
2.
team. That's awesome.
Yeah, you know what? Do you want me to real quick just show you the clips? Because
Yeah. Yeah.
it's just real quick video actually. Hang on with me.
Yeah.
Okay, seriously. Okay, seriously. Okay, seriously.
Yo.
Dolly, are you
Fuck
kidding?
that. I'm out of here, dude.
Oh my
Fuck
God.
that. Wait, shit whispering over there.
Bonnie!
And then
Yeah. That's so. I heard that, but I thought
Yeah.
it was like one of the girls in the room.
So it seems like it because the woman that was next to me started talking like as soon as it was like done. She was like, "Oh my God, are you like?" As the voice was finishing, so it like kind of blends together. But like
Right.
that scared the ever loving God out of me, and I was like, "I'm out of here." I'm like, "You guys have fun with the rest of the shit. I'm gone." That was a bad one.
That's why.
those
So
were
that
really
all happened at the upper deck.
That was all at the upper deck. All that was filmed at the upper deck. Yeah.
Wow, I didn't even know that place had like any paranormal, stuff going on.
Apparently, several people have died there over the years. Yeah.
In the building?
Just like around the building, and one person in the parking lot. They think Frank died there as well,
Who is Frank?
and so it was originally Frankie's before it was the upper deck. It was known as Frankie's for a really long time,
All right.
and so allegedly he may have died there.
Okay, so they think
but,
he's still lurking around.
Apparently it's him and some young girl and some other
All
poor
right.
soul that's just lingering around.
But yeah, all right. So let's dig on in then.
I was in a hard situation at home when I was younger, obviously, with my parents getting divorced and everything.
Yeah.
And I had some bad, dark thoughts. And as I went to perform bad, dark thoughts, a voice basically spoke out to me and told me not to hurt myself.
Wow. All right. Would you? I'm not going to push too hard on this, but do you want to kind of go into any detail on that?
Basically, I had like a fleeting thought of like cutting my wrists.
Yeah.
When I was younger, and it was just something. I think I was like 9 or something like that. So it was just like a stupid, like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm gonna hurt myself in order to show my parents who's boss and show them
Right,
whatever.
yeah.
But or whatever. I don't know what a 9-year-old thinks, but that was
Right.
probably like, hey, I'm gonna do this so that people can see me. But
Yeah.
it was very
And-
strange because I remember walking to the kitchen to grab a knife to, to harm myself, which was quite a vexing, like, it's a horrible experience in general, but
Yeah, to be in
the
that
light
mindset.
side of it, yeah, minus the light side of it though, when I grabbed the knife out of the drawer or whatever, I just very distinctly remember, and it seemed to coincide with like some sort of light almost, or at least the impression of light, if that makes sense.
Like the room kind of like was illuminated, or
Not in a physical sense, but like I guess in more of a vibe sense.
Okay.
But it almost translated to like the room brightened a little bit, and I just remember hearing a voice saying, "Do not harm yourself," like very clearly.
Was it
And
a female? Was it
it was a
gender to
female
it?
voice. Yeah, it was
Okay.
a female, very gentle female voice, and I thought that was quite strange.
Would you
And
do you think it might have been someone that you knew, like a grandparent or
that's
something, or?
that's what I can't put a finger on, because at the time none of my relatives, like my grandparents like that, would have been dead at the time, so
Hmm.
I don't know. So I
So
don't know what
it
kind
didn't
of
sound like anyone you knew, or?
no familiar. It was very
Wow.
unfamiliar voice, no connection to it whatsoever. So
Wow.
I found that. Yeah, so that was a very strange experience at a young age.
Guardian
And that
angel
was, like,
type stuff.
it's something like that. It's, I was a young kid going through a divorced household. I'm sure most people could relate to that. So
Well, it's interesting too, because like I think Nick and I discussed this briefly about like, being in like a dark place in life, and kind of negative vibes, negative energies, or spirits could, cause you to do self-harm or other dark things.
possibly, yeah.
And it's interesting that you got some sort of message from somewhere that told you to course correct real quick.
Yeah, very, very sudden and abrupt. But that's probably just because of the hastiness of my actions. But if you'd like, also, by the way, I have a bonus thing that I don't know if it's paranormal or not. But
Give it
was
to
one
me.
I
That's
figure I might throw in there. So this is strange. So it was in college. I was living with Josh Briggs and Dan Schiavone at the time.
sure.
And we lived in a pretty small apartment, and there was a hallway that led to the bathroom and my room as well, and I would often leave my door open. One night I absolutely had the life scared out of me. I don't know what you call it, sleep paralysis, night terror, I don't know what the hell this was, but for absolutely no reason that I can figure out, in the middle of the night I sprung up, popped up, and like my arms were down at my side and I couldn't move them, and like my jaw was like like that, and I was
Jesus.
like, yeah, it was really weird, and like I very clearly remember not having control of my motor functions and stuff.
But you
like,
sat up though.
I sprung up, but that's what the weird thing is that
Yeah, that's strange.
I didn't physically like spring myself up. I don't think I did that, because I was like basically paralyzed. Like I couldn't barely move my body, and like I couldn't even, I'm trying to make words, and I'm like like when you dream, you try and speak in a dream.
Yeah.
It was like that. It's like I'm trying to make words, but like nothing would come out, and like literally was like stuck and couldn't move my arms. But that's not even the worst part. So basically the swooping of me sitting up wakes me up, and I'm like, holy shit, I'm now awake, and my eyes are wide open, and I can't see very clearly for whatever reason. My vision is absolutely distorted, and in front of me is just this very strange outline of a person like doing very odd, not physically possible movements.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like kind of just
like the limbs are kind of too like
slithering, like, you know what I mean? Like almost slithering into my room. And I remember
reptilian.
thinking, I don't know, but I just remember thinking, I'm like, please, dear Lord, do not let this thing come and touch me, and whatever. And so it was weird. As the thing's coming into my room, I'm like thinking this in my head, and I'm like trying to make some words come out, and the only word I managed to like get out of my mouth was please. And I almost said the word please, but I just went in the most desperate attempt I could. It was absolutely horrifying, and thank God, because the thing didn't come all the way in. It slithered its way back out, and I calmly fell back down and like fell asleep, and was just, and I woke up the next morning. Yeah, and I woke up the next morning, and like, Dan slept like pretty much right next to me. Like his room was right next to mine, and Josh's room was right next to mine. I don't think anything my friends could do could make me do that in the middle of the night. But I also specifically asked them, I was like, hey man, did either of you like go to the bathroom last night, and did I fucking wake up and like stare at you and go, oh? And they're like, no, dude, like what the fuck are you talking about? They're like, I'm like, dude, I don't know what happened. Like something weird. You know, I'm trying to get them to believe me. I'm like, you guys, something fucked up happened last night. Like, I don't know if I just like woke up because maybe one of you startled me, and like maybe I just saw you, and because I couldn't see straight, I was just making this shit up in my head.
Yeah.
But they would have told me, because I was asking them pretty seriously. I'm like, hey, did I spring up out of bed and make weird looks at you and shit? Was I? They're like, no,
Yeah.
man, like I didn't even go to the bathroom last night. Like I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I gotta be honest. If it were me playing a prank on you and you did that, I'd be like, something's wrong with him. This has gone too far.
Exactly, right? Like we've broken him.
Yeah,
We've gone too far.
He's in some serious trouble right now. You can't speak.
Oh,
that's
God,
crazy.
right?
Well,
exactly.
It's also it's all help this man. Well, it's also interesting too, because like and it could be an aspect of some sort of sleep paralysis. But to me, at least from what I've read and know about it, like when you're in sleep paralysis, you wake up but you don't move. Like your body's paralyzed.
That's what everybody said as well about it. Like people that have given me personal experiences, they're like, no, I usually just wake up on my back with my arms strapped to my side.
Right.
And
it
I'm
seems
like,
to be
so
the predominant situation.
Yeah, but again, I've never honestly really like I've experienced fucked up dreams where I'm like, okay, I can't move in my dreams, but I've never like been lucidly, or I don't know, I guess lucidly awake and been like, oh my fucking God, I see something. Like like stuck with me. But like
especially like a snake like could you describe the being?
Let me put it this way. And this is the way I described it to my friend Josh. Josh Briggs, Josh Briggs. Yeah, this is the way I described it to him. I was like, dude, it looked like somebody was dressed as the Joker, not the Joker, but the Riddler from Batman.
Yeah.
But like the cartoony version of him that's all weird and like string beanie like. That it looked like that. Like but it had like a rounded cap on its head and it was all green. So it was very fucking strange.
Were there any facial features at all?
I couldn't. That's the thing. There was no fucking face that I could see or find. Like the vivid memory that I did have of it, I could only ever basically determine the shape of this thing. I couldn't like it was basically so like imagine in movies how they do the depth of field.
Yeah.
Right. So this thing was for some reason its depth of field was distorted to me, but everything else around me was clear as day, except for that one fucking image. Like that one part of my vision was just blurred the fuck out for some reason.
Is that so two questions. Is that the only experience you had living with them? And did Josh or Dan ever have an experience like that?
Neither of them ever had an experience that they've told me about. And, I still keep pretty good contact. I could ask them easily, but nothing ever came up. That's the weird thing. Like, after I said that, they were like, that's weird that happened to you. And I'm like, yeah, it fucking is. Thank you very much. Like,
thanks for the support, assholes.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Let me go do more drugs now. Like, because I'm sure that's what you're thinking. I'm fucking just high. This was wild. So this is a great story too, because it involves an early relationship, which is the current relationship I'm in. So,
all right,
been living with this girl for 3 years at this point. So, and I want to make sure she can't hear me, but I'm proposing at the end of the year.
Oh, congratulations!
Yeah,
man.
so it's gonna be. I'm finally gonna settle down. I decided it's time.
Beautiful.
But aside from that, so this whole relationship started with some weird stuff that happened that really, really spooked the shit out of me.
Sure. Let's go.
So about 2 months after we started dating, her parents had wanted us to watch the house while they were gone for a couple days. And she hadn't told me, but like apparently a couple months before we started dating, her favorite dog, the family dog, Tank, had passed away. And they always talked about this dog like it was a human soul basically living inside of a dog, basically. The way everyone described it, they're like, this dog was so gentle. It was basically a human, and like that's what everyone said about it. So it was very strange hearing like 6 different people describe this like human-like dog that had a spirit in it or something.
Right.
But so never met the dog, never knew she had a dog. She didn't mention it. And I get to her parents' house for the first time ever, and I immediately get the sense that I'm about to have a dog jump on me. And
when you walked in, it was like
I don't know. I don't know if you've ever experienced that when you walk into a house and like you can kind of tell, the vibe of a dog. You're like, okay, I know a dog's coming. Like, I get the impression that a dog is going to come rushing around the corner, and
Right.
But so I walk in and literally I'm trying to look and find this dog because I keep getting the impression that there's literally a dog standing right next to me, and I keep trying to look at it, and I'm like, and I'm perplexed. I'm like, I don't know what the hell's happening right now. What's going on? Like, why can't I see this dog physically that I feel around me, like, very strangely? And I ask, I say, honey, do you have a dog here? Like, is there a dog anywhere in the house? And she kind of got quiet and sad about the question. And I was like, oh, that's strange. Like, and, she went to explain, oh, my dog just passed away and this and that. And she showed me a bunch of pictures, and it was a very sad situation for her. But, in this part, obviously, I cannot explain. I will never be able to explain this, and it's absolutely insane. So as she's discussing this, she's telling stories about the dog, that's, reliving memories in the house with the dog. And she's describing about how she used to bake in the kitchen, and every time the dog would come through, his tail would knock the towel off of the like the oven handle, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, most people keep one of those on their oven handle.
Yeah, they hang off the oven.
People at home, you hang it off the oven, right? So she's saying, oh, my dog Tank used to, and she's pointing at the oven handle, and she goes, he used to walk by and knock the thing off with his tail. And as she says that, like literally on cue, like absolutely startled the shit out of me. It looked like something went and just knocked the towel clean off. And I just immediately was like, okay, you need to re-explain everything that you just told me. Like, what the fuck is happening right now? And so then she finally revealed to me that the house itself has been haunted since they've moved in there and lived there. And it's a very old house. It's like built back probably like 1700s or something like that.
Wow. So
the original part of the house.
Did she chalk that up to the dog or to another spirit or something in the house?
She immediately was like, oh my God, that's a sign from my dog saying like that I'm still here and I'm in the house.
Is Tank buried on the property or cremated?
He's buried on the property.
Oh, that makes sense.
So he's physically there too, but
yeah.
What I witnessed was absolute proof to me, as far as I can I can't comprehend what happened. It was just, I was staring at the damn thing, she's talking about it, and sure as shit, as I'm talking to you, poof, the thing gets knocked off, and I'm just absolutely blown away. And I'm kind of freaking out a little bit. I'm like, okay, we've been dating for 2 months, why is this happening to me? Like, what's about to start here? Like, what kind of relationship is this going to be? Like, are you haunted?
Yeah, well, that's my follow-up. So you've been with her for a while now, have you experienced like anything or felt anything else in the house?
So that's actually my second bonus story here.
Let's go.
This one is even worse because it involved me sleeping and an abrupt, startling moment in the middle of the night. Beautiful. So this was another occasion. Her parents often travel, so here we are again, watching her parents' house, as always, I can't complain about. It's fine. It's a nice house. They added a bunch of additions to it, so it's not like this creepy old broken down ancient house. It's like super modern looking and it's super nice. But anyway, so
but old bones,
very old bones in the front of the house, which is another thing to mention after I tell you this one. But so it's the middle of the night. I think it's about 2 a.m. and I'm dead asleep, absolutely, like having great dreams, deep sleep, right? And all of a sudden I hear coming up the stairs, like full blown, someone is running up the stairs. And my first reaction, obviously, because I'm not privy to the information that the house is that haunted. I'm just, I'm told that the house has a dog spirit and maybe this captain that walks around at night. But
just that.
So in my head, I'm like, okay, home invasion, like get up and ready to defend yourself. And so the way the room is set up is the stairs go right up and it's kind of like a loft. And the bed's about 4 feet from the stairs. So I jumped up and got right to the edge of the stairs because there's literally running footsteps coming up. Yeah. As the footsteps get to the top of the stairs and I don't see anyone, going through my head, I'm like, okay, again, what the I don't mean to swear a lot, but what the F?
No, you can swear.
Like, what is happening? What the fuck just happened? Yeah. And as the event happened, I sprung up and said, babe, there's someone here. Get ready to defend yourself.
I'm about to kick some ass.
Yeah, I'm gonna tackle this person when they get to the top of the stairs. And I'm in my best fighting stance possible, getting ready to really get into a fight. And she just very calmly just grabs my arm and goes, babe, just go back to bed. It's just the ghost.
Oh, she was just like, it's fine.
She just brushed it off.
They
like
do
it
this all
happened
the time.
every single day of her life, and that she just didn't care. She's like,
Wow.
I literally don't care. She's like, they do that so often here, it's just not even like cool anymore.
Just
She's like, it's not
unaffected.
impressive. Yeah, she's like, I'm not impressed. Like, show me something better than that.
Right.
And oh man, that brings me back every time I think about that situation, because I'd never been so scared in my life. Dead asleep, and all of a sudden I'm hearing people run up the stairs and nobody's there. So
Disembodied footsteps are one of the scariest things I think ever. Like, just in general. Yeah, I can only imagine. So did they stop at the top of the stairs, or like
it
did they
just abruptly stopped at the top of the stairs.
and they
just-
did it sound like they hit, like it was from the bottom of the stairs all the way to the
Bottom
top?
of the stairs. When I jumped up out of bed, it was those first two steps. Those bang bang.
Yeah.
It almost sounded like someone was slapping the stairs while they were walking up it. You know what I
Oh
mean?
Jesus, that's even creepier.
It was. That's what I know. So I was like, to me, I'm like, multiple people. Oh my god! Like
Yeah.
And it's just dude, I just can't. I don't know. It was very, very freaky experience. And again, the fact that like the way she brushed it off was just
Yeah.
far too casual. I'm like, okay, this woman has experienced many paranormal things in this house. Like, it's strange.
Yeah. No,
And
that's crazy.
so the mentioning of the front of the house, I wanted to mention that again because
Yeah.
she talked about this captain guy that was like famous apparently in the neighborhood back in the day, and he would always come back and tell the children cool stories and all this and blah blah blah. And apparently it was possible that he had lived at that house. That's where
Okay.
he had lived for most of his life and possibly died there. And
Right.
she, after finally, the second experience, I'm like, okay, you need to start going back and cataloging childhood memories and giving me all this shit
Yeah.
to tell me why you're just cool with people running up and down your stairs all night.
Right.
So, she gives me all the history, tells me all these crazy stories, and you actually should probably talk to her at some point. She's got
I was
some
gonna
crazy
say,
stuff that
if
really is.
if she grew up in a
Yes.
haunted house,
She
then
grew up in 2 haunted houses actually.
So like I said in the beginning, it wasn't long after mine and Ryan's discussion that I sat down with Bekkah and we had our own conversation. Once again, I will state that she has had a plethora of experiences in her childhood home and homes. We kind of bounce around from one experience to another, and I think because there are just so many encounters, it's almost hard to keep track, but in the end, I think you'll find that despite all she went through in her family home, that she really came out of it with a positive outlook. So with that said, here's my discussion with Bekkah.
Hi,
How are you?
can you hear me?
I can hear you pretty well, actually.
All right.
Beautiful. So Bekkah, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm Josh. I don't think we've ever met.
Nope.
But yeah,
Are
I've
you
known...
from around here or?
I went to school with your boyfriend for years. Grew up with him, actually. So we spent a lot of time together.
Cool.
But yeah, originally from Old Saybrook, moved to Brooklyn after college. And then my wife and I live in Mystic, Connecticut. So.
Oh, nice. Cool.
Yep. So not too far. But thank you for doing this.
Oh, of course. Sorry, my lighting is horrible. You're only using the
It's only audio.
right?
Yeah, you're
Yep,
good.
Okay, cool.
Well, don't worry about the light. So I'm not sure how much Ryan's told you, but what I'd love to do is he kind of just mentioned in brief that you had some pretty killer stories from a haunted house you grew up in.
Yeah.
So
I've actually always lived in a haunted house.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah. So ever since I was young, but I don't know what you want to hear.
I mean, I'd love to hear almost all of it. Like anything I think that you find creepy, I'd like to hear.
Okay, so I guess the youngest stuff is kind of the creepiest, but
Let's do it.
we had a house in North Haven and it was like a duplex. My grandparents lived below us, but it was really haunted. It was actually haunted with angels too, we think. Because my mom studied it and my brother saw all this stuff, angels, and then my sister actually saw me fall off the bed and then get lifted back up when we shared our room together.
When you say angels, do you mean winged like
Yeah, these
beings
like
of light?
things had like wings that they described. But then so I was haunted by this guy and I called him bad guy in my room. And I'm like an artist, like I'm a painter. I
Okay.
always have been, but I would stay up in my room painting for 3 hours saying I was doing it with him. And like my grandfather that I never met, he died when he was like 45 from a heart attack,
Mm-hmm.
was a painter. And I described this guy like him, and he wasn't like a bad guy. He just was someone I didn't know. So I called him that.
Yeah.
But I would be up in my
Stranger.
room like painting for like 3 hours, and I'd say I was with him. And then I talked to this guy, and like my babysitter was super freaked out. And then my dad once doesn't believe in this stuff, but he was sitting by the TV watching some show, and he was like, why was Pete in the house like watching TV with me? But Pete was never there, and my grandfather looked just like him. And then
So when you were painting in your room and you were talking to
yeah,
the bad guy, did you actually like
sounds so creepy. I don't remember it, but yeah.
did you actually like see him, or is it like just a feeling that he was there, or?
I don't remember it. Everyone just talks about it.
Oh yeah, like you were
I don't
that.
remember like that young. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So everyone's just like you were talking to a dude in your room and you don't kind of
Yeah.
blacked it
I
out.
don't remember. No.
Wild. All right. What about
yeah.
the levitation thing? Like, how did that? Give me the deets on that. Like, you were just hanging out and you fell out of. How did you fall? Like, give me the play-by-play there.
Oh, you mean what my sister said happened?
Yeah. And how old were you when this happened, by the way?
Oh, well, she's 2 years older than me, like exactly, and I was probably like 3.
Okay. So yeah, very young. Wow.
Yeah, really
Okay.
young.
So what
And
happened?
she just said that I fell off the bed, and then there was like this whole arc of like angels that came over the bed into the room, and this like one lady like grabbed me and picked me up and put me back on the bed.
So there were multiple angels.
Yeah, but one picked me up and grabbed me.
And your
And then
sister
this
saw
is-
these.
Yeah.
Wow. That's pretty
Yeah.
wild.
And then my brother, before that ever happened, like my sister didn't know about this because she was so young. But my brother, before that happened, he's way older than us, but 10 years older than us. But he was outside and he said he saw like these faces in the trees and then like these wings. Then my mom looked it up, and apparently that's another way that spirit like angels come through or something. I don't know, like in trees. With,
Through
like,
the trees?
faces. Like they have faces in trees sometimes or something, she said.
Interesting. So your mom like
I don't
decided
know.
to like research angels and kind of.
She's like just spiritual, yeah, with like, God and stuff. So she researched that.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, like, are you? I'm assuming your mother's heavily either Christian or
She's
Catholic.
like Catholic, yeah,
Okay.
really Catholic.
Okay, and did that transcend down to you or your sister or your brother or anyone
And
else?
some of my sisters, not me very much, no.
Okay. Okay. So you don't remember the angels or the bad man. Does your sister remember seeing them? Like, is that like something she like vividly remembers, or is she just like, I think one time?
Not now. She just like denied anything like that in general, though, as an adult.
Oh, really? So now she kind of just like says it didn't happen.
Yeah, well, I don't know about that one. I wouldn't even ask her because she's had other experiences, but after she got sick, and then she just said nothing ever happened. So
That's why.
yeah,
I mean,
she's
it's
just
not
not
often
like
you hear about angels, so it's
yeah.
that's kind of
No,
intense.
I always thought that was interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. So all right. So let's move a little bit further. I'm not sure if this was the same house you grew up in, but Ryan had mentioned there was like a captain or something that used to like walk around your home.
Captain Spencer, but he actually he existed and he lived in that house. And I guess he used to tell he was a lobsterman and a fisherman. He used to tell stories to the kids on like the porch. But he lived in the house I grew up in. Like Ryan said too, whenever you were in that house, I just feel like someone was behind you and looking over. But I guess in particular, I saw like a man out the corner of my eye all the time. And my dog haunts that house for sure that died.
Oh yeah, Ryan brought that up.
Yeah. And I don't know, there was also, there was this little African American girl and she would haunt the house. My sister and me got haunted by her.
What, like she like attached herself to her and followed her around?
No, like it was always in the middle of the night. Like she would show up at the bottom of someone's bed.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and like you would see this girl. Like I remember a few times seeing
You
her,
saw her too.
straight up. Yeah.
How
old she would
was
wear a white dress, and she was like a 7 to like 9-year-old girl that was, you could tell, like Underground Railroad time.
Okay, slave trade times.
Yeah, but she didn't look like a slave. She looked like maybe like somebody the captain was helping or something. The weird thing is, so my sister once, it was a tiny little cottage, and then my parents renovated it to be bigger because there were too many of us. But me and my sister Aubrey lived in the front area that was before the renovation. So that part was like really haunted and like got way worse after we renovated it. But she had this, she was in the room downstairs in the old part of the house, and the girl went to the bottom of her bed, she said, and she explained the girl like the same as I saw afterwards. But she woke up and she was speaking a whole nother language, and her like hand was stuck a certain way once. She's not like that. Like she's never done that, but it was weird. She was literally speaking a whole nother language for like 30 seconds.
That is, but this one time though, her hand was just like in a weird position and she was like muttering.
Yeah, I remember it was like stuck or something.
And you saw this, or your sister saw this?
No, my sister saw the girl that day or the night before, she said, like at the end of her bed. And I used to like read books a lot when I was younger, and I just leave them at the end of my bed. And I would wake up all the time, and she would always be in my room, and she'd be sitting at the end of my bed, and she'd pick, like, I know she was there because I'm like, the book is off my bed, and she would be like holding it open.
Oh my God.
So I just hold my eyes closed, and then I'd be like, it's gonna go away. And then I'd like open them, and she'd still be there, and I'd do it again, and then she'd go away. That's like how haunted that house was.
You just dealt with it?
Waited for it to go away. Yeah.
Would she like just like vanish, or was it like she'd like walk out of the room and disappear, or like what?
No, she just like vanished. But
could
tell she was still there. She just like at that point knew you wanted her to be like hidden.
Was she like transparent, or would you say she was more like full bodied kind of?
Full body, but like, I feel like her presence could be transparent too.
So she could kind of go through various
like toys would go off in the house all the time. Like you'd always see her the stairs. There's always the feeling of someone over your shoulders. And then like I lived in the bedroom upstairs in the old part, and there was like this old bathroom there too in this little hallway. I'd always just see shadows and stuff just walking back and forth through that hallway.
Oh my goodness.
It was just like a haunted old house.
That is crazy. So oh my God, this is like, you know, a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
so
the weirdest thing is to skip forward. Sorry.
No, go for it.
But like recently, a couple days ago, I was at this house. We moved into my other parents' house that's down the road a couple years ago. My parents just moved out of the house that we grew up in, and we like walk by all the time, and my dog was like standing in the driveway, and my sister's dog wanted to go in, so they were just staying there. And after that, I just felt like the same kind of presence. And then the other night, Ryan left, and my dog started acting weird and like wouldn't get her toy from me in the living room. And I was like, what's going on? Because this house has never felt haunted at all.
Yeah.
And I started feeling like a weight, and I felt like the same presence and like super freaking haunted. And then I was in the kitchen because I'm like trying to get out of the living room because my dog won't go in there. And then I'm in the kitchen and she won't follow me in the kitchen. And then all of a sudden I just feel like this friendly like bump on the side of my stomach almost, you know, like how like a friendly nudge. Little like hi.
Yeah.
To be like someone is here kind of thing.
Wait, in the house you're currently in right now?
Yeah, and Ryan wasn't here, and I got freaked out. He was at the grocery store, and I was like, come home.
The one time you need him. Oh
Yeah,
my
but I was
goodness.
like, the weirdest time is like the first time ever I felt like I could like differentiate. Like I felt like I knew that presence. It was so familiar, like it was at that house.
Interesting. How far
Like
away is
it
this house from
followed
the?
me.
How far away is this house from the other one?
Not even a quarter mile.
Oh, so it is fairly close.
Yeah,
Huh.
it is. And
I
I was
mean,
like, I don't know if that's possible, but
no, anything's possible.
yeah, I guess so.
So that's your most recent kind of like you,
That's like in the last 2 years, nothing besides that. Yeah.
but you just feel like something currently is now some sort
No,
of
I feel like it like visits.
okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
All right, well, going back to the captain, do you have any like big stories about him besides just like seeing him out of your peripherals, or not even necessarily about the captain? If there's anything big that we missed, or
A couple times I remember my parents were on a cruise and I like saw a guy in like 1930s like captain clothes by like the washer and dryer, and I got freaked out. And I remember that like in particular because it was like very like clear like image of a person just standing there.
did he see you at all, or like notice you, or did you kind of just like look at him and he was like, oh, I'm out of here?
No, he definitely like noticed us and knew we were there. When I was younger, there was like this one time my sister, me, and my mom all like saw the same guy with this like top hat, and they like thought he was like the devil because he looked like devilish out on the porch.
Okay.
But I think he was just like this old guy.
And they,
Like
you all three saw it?
Yeah. All out on the porch, but not in the house.
Was he like walking, standing? What was his like
walking around? Yeah. I would just like at the end living there, just like walk around with my headphones on. And I remember my sister came home from California and was like, how can you walk around this house with headphones on? So just like constantly all the time, you're just like, if you're alone, you're on your feet.
So it's just like, so it seems like there's just a bunch of stuff going on at that house. Like literally, like would you say maybe like ballparking like 20 spirits in that house?
No, I would say there's like 6. Yeah, and I remember actually we had like a piano. There's times like the piano was like played little keys before, but
oh my god,
like I always thought it was like a joke, but it's not.
No, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
Okay, that's crazy.
Or like, you know, like the TV turns on, radio turns on.
Right, things just flicking on and off by themselves.
Yeah.
Kind of poltergeistish, truthfully.
It's like that's the thing is it's like so obvious that I feel like there's some haunting there that's like a little bit mischievous.
Yeah, no, it definitely sounds
yeah
something there is not means you ill will. Here's a bigger question here. Your parents sold the house. Did they? Who lives
It took
there?
like 10 years to sell the house.
I'm sure it did. Who are the people that do you know the people who live there now? Did they know about any of this?
Yeah, it's kind of like this snobby lady, and I don't think her husband's around a lot. And then like this little dog, and her stepson's always there, but he's like Brian's age. So
Okay.
I think that she was just kind of like mainly concerned about my dad fixing up the things she wanted to fix up, and they were getting a really good deal on the house because it went down from like $1 million something to like 725.
Because of the ghosts?
No, just because nobody wanted to buy, and it was weird. Probably through 5 realtors in 10 years.
Did people look at it? Did people like? And they were just. I feel I could be way off base, but I feel like they walked in and were like, "Oh no."
Probably like we've had lots of friends do that. Walk in and just be like, "We'll get a hotel. Like we're not gonna sleep here." Like, because my sisters and I lived in Austin for a while, and some of them live in California. Like, their friends came to visit and just didn't want to stay in that house immediately.
Jesus. I'm wondering, too, because you guys did some construction, if that kind of, like, stirred some stuff up.
Definitely, yeah.
How did you just deal with all that? Like, that is a lot of
Because you get
stuff.
so used to it, and now it's just like the worst thing. I like never want to be haunted again. I'm like, I always want to live in like new construction and stuff. Even though I like the charm, I just never want to deal with it ever again.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Just like,
you're just like, you know what? I'm not dealing with this. I'm just gonna close my eyes and go to bed, and hopefully it
yeah,
goes
but I
away.
have like I have anxiety, so maybe that's like what caused it.
That's, I mean, yeah, it's so interesting. I wonder what you guys disturbed to like cause all that, you know?
I don't know. I don't think anything was there to like actually harm us.
No, what I'm saying, like, you know, as far as like when you start doing the construction, like if the majority of the activity picked up during that time, I feel like you had something in the ground or in the area must have been,
Maybe.
you know? I mean, I don't know. There might be
Yeah.
bodies buried under that house and you have no idea.
Well, we used to like there was this marsh in the back we used to go in constantly before people built up there.
Yeah.
And we would find like we would just like pretty much feel like we were treasure hunting because we would find like old whiskey bottles and things like that, like dug underground.
Mm.
And
Mm.
that was
All
cool.
coming together. Yeah, this is a full circle moment right here. There's the
We
captain's
all
back.
brought it home.
Yeah.
Brought everything home. Yep.
Wow. All right. That's
So I never thought about that. They could have been from bringing those bottles home too.
yeah. Did you bring anything else home?
Probably like trinkets we found. Yeah, like
Yeah.
in the back. Yeah, I never thought about that.
It's food
That
for
never
thought.
occurred to me. Crazy.
You did it. It's not your fault.
Yeah.
If you had to go back to that house to see your dog, but also see like the little girl or the shadow figure, would you do it?
Yes, because I feel like it was a good thing to experience it.
So you're
Like I
happy,
don't regret having experienced it.
you're happy you went through it, but you don't want it
Yeah.
to. You don't want it to go through it again.
I don't want to go through it again.
So that is Ryan and Bekkah's time on the grave. As I said previously for this episode, I try to bring us back to the haunted tracks that this podcast had started on. I realized that in the previous episodes we kind of deviated a little bit, and maybe it wasn't so much about ghosts as it was just the more spiritual aspect of life. But for these last two episodes of season 1, I wanted to kind of bring us full circle. And I think Ryan and Bekkah's stories really deliver on that front. So as you guys are used to by now, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you found their stories interesting, intriguing, even comical. Maybe not so much Bekkah's, but Ryan's. And as I've said before, I really do believe that no matter who my guests are or what we're discussing, that there's always something to be learned, or at the very least understood about a certain person's viewpoint or experience. So with that, thank you all for listening. As always, I'm your host Josh King, and I hope to have you all back for some more scary stories.